And greetings, YouTube land. I'm Falagar, and welcome back to another Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. And the last time, I believe I got a notification saying that the main hall of Tadnua Keep is already completed, and I have this one being done. Now, if I would have known I could not do multiple ones, I probably would have restored Bright Hollow next. But that's okay, because when this gets finished, the Western Barbican, it will open up a bunch of other ones here. See, Craft Hall, Curio Shop, Artificer's Hall, Chapel, all that. So that is good. So I think we'll head back to Tadnua, and last time we sold off a bunch of junk that we don't need, and we kept some of the higher end stuff because who knows what other NPCs will join the party. Technically those NPCs become PCs, player characters. I kept the helmets just because, I mean, who knows, when, you know, with new people that join, I might want to put helmets on them. I got a spare grappling hook, hammer and chisel. Do I need some lockpicks? Lockpicks. I think, was it Durance who had lockpicking? Yeah, so there was Durance and Ayla. Okay, Durance is higher for some reason. So who needs a rogue? Which one? Is stealth the one that gives me the ability to backstab, or is that just a rogue thing? I should try that. Okay, back to inventory. Here we go. I think I'm gonna get a pry bar. So one thing I'm missing, it doesn't seem like I come across anything that requires these things too often. So by the time I use one and encounter another one, I'm hoping that I would have picked up another one by then, before then. Now, both places, the Black Hound and this weapon shop here,
greetings.
Both give me discount. Pry bar. You know, these torches, they're not specifically effective in combat. Torches can be used to illuminate dark environments. I never came across any issues with that. Okay, and that's right, he was out of the camping supplies, so that is why I only have 2. I probably would buy 3 and not max out, you know, not max it out, because who knows when I can come across one and I don't have to leave it behind. Okay, so we'll check out the hold. You can see, time goes by quickly. It took 1 day just to get back to Kednua. I like how that worm, baby worm pet is kind of like ahead. Or, okay, well, now it went back. Or does it just randomly fly about? Don't want him too far back, do I? The priest has buffs there. I'll put you over here. Okay, I think that's good. Have more of a wider formation. Look at that, yeah. That way we can kind of, I like this formation because we have the two up front, the chanter in the middle, so he can kind of buff everyone with his music, or chanting. We have the priest next to the fighter to increase his resolve and everything, and I think the range is big enough to get almost everyone, or everyone that's really needed, although he charges more forward into battle. And then these two can kind of watch the flanks, I guess, so they don't get flanked, and also can watch the sides as well as they're wider, so they can get things in front and maybe get things in an angle, you know, that might be coming towards them. I don't know if if you're seeing this here. Maybe I'll try to get a better. So you can kind of get an idea of my. Okay, this is good, I suppose. Okay, the two mages here. See, the two melee characters with you know, up front, and they'll quickly engage. The chanter hopefully will have enough to at least buff them with one chant, but depending on how close the chanter is to them, you know, maybe they'll be able to catch the second and third wave of it, but the third wave is really a repeat of the first one. And then these two mages that hang kind of back make sure that, you know, enemies can't really flank them from behind, and if they do, they can peck them off from afar. And plus they're kind of more at the wings, they're out a bit more, you know, instead of just all like narrow, they're spread out a little bit more. So enemies that are coming from far away, like right here, we can still get them at an angle, because we're spread out, so we can kind of get them at an angle, like, you know, and not to mention everything else that may come at us from the side. So we'll see how that goes. That's my thinking in any case. Let us hope that it is a good one. Main hall. All this is going to get fixed up. Now, if you guys remember how the main hall used to look like, where that statue was that spoke to me, the steward, and there was like kind of like a a path leading up to like the throne room, or up to the throne. It's kind of like the throne room. It was all wrecked. So let's take a look at this now. I think this is considered the main hall, right? I hope. Kind of wanted to start with that. Okay, does it look to you like the... Does it look to you like the tables have been fixed up? Were these always here?
I trust all is well. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Yeah, how are we doing on the repairs? Oh. Upgrade prestige +4. So what did this... Upgrading the main keep will repair your great hall, allowing visitors and adventurers to be available to you and your companions. So this is the main hall. You can see it picked, you know, this iconic statue here, so you know for sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I remember this being completely wrecked. I like that. I like that. So there's going to be people that can come and visit. How many more days left? In one day, 13 hours. Let's go down here. 18 days, 8 hours. There really isn't a time. Half speed. Double speed. S and D. How do we go back to normal speed? How do I turn that off? Oh. There's nothing for normal speed? I can't believe it. Okay, is N set to anything? Or A? Oh, A is for interact. How about F? Oh, F, formations. M. G, M, H, P, J, I, F, C, E. Nothing for normal speed. There. I wonder why that wasn't set. Ah, here we go. Wood and Plains. Is that where? Okay. Hold on here. Okay, yeah, I was gonna go to the Temple of Wodika. Meteorold has told me that I might find the Leaden Key in the City of Defiance, never far from the Queen. It is there I must go if I am to track down the man who triggered my awakening. Go to the Temple of Wodika. I learned from Merwold that members of the Leaden Key tend to worship Wodika, and the steward has mentioned that there is a temple dedicated to Wodika in Defiance Bay. Okay, Defiance Bay. Defiance Bay. I think I'm not understanding something here. Complete the eastern Barbican Gates passage to the Wooden Plains, the crossroads between Cadnoa, Dyrwood, and Defiance Bay. Okay. Wooden Plains. Okay, so off we go. 18 hours. Accept. Ah, no. A primordial. Troll, Wilder. Primordial. Now, I wonder, does the bestiary give more information? How do I... Oh no. And the thing is, I just did it. How can I forget how to... J for journal. Okay. Bestiary. Troll. Forest troll. Creatures with oversized hands and feet, twice the height of average humans. Fungal growths which leak foul-smelling pus-like fluid. Their oversized hands and feet extend to giant claws, capable of rending a man in two. Dozens of slimy tendrils hang loosely from atop their oversized head, and their vast maws are filled with jagged, razor-sharp teeth. Trolls have long faces, long chins, long noses, and tangled masses of wiry fungus-infected hair on top of their heads. They have never been observed to use weapons, tools, or clothing. Looking at a troll, it can be difficult to tell whether they're evolved in harmony with lichen, moss, and fungi, or whether they've been overtaken by them. A troll's naturally clammy flesh provides an ideal growing environment for these plants. They provide camouflage as well as some protection from the elements, and enzymes they produce also offers limited sustenance for trolls in lean times. Because of their symbiosis with these plants, trolls generally dwell in heavy wooded areas, although some may occasionally be seen in damp underground environments. Ooh. that also house an abundance of lichens and fungi. Forest troll, which I'm fighting right now. Oh, this is good. So it gives more information here. Damage resistance. Resist against crush. Okay, not so good against burn and corrode. These are plant-like. It's high deflect. Just give me hit points? Does not. Okay, so good to know. Burn and corrode. Dexterity is not so high, so the reflex and deflection. I can't tell if the fortitude seems like it's high because the constitution is high. So 66, so this is maybe not so high, I suppose. And what are you? Pyrogra. Immune to hobble, petrified, and suck. I don't believe I fought you before, but you're a primordial. Okay, I have nothing, so you are... First time. Okay, shall we go with what? No? Okay, I have a feeling they're going to be going towards Eater and Durance. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. And you... Uh-oh. Did he get hit? Okay. Oh, this is... Good. Good. Oh, shit. I didn't mean you. You, go back there.
How bad?
Okay, good. Ray of fire. Really? You're out of range for ray of fire. Okay, Durance. Reduce speed of all enemies. Inflicting freeze damage. Okay, this might be good. To lower the deflect. Okay, fire hurt them. Good. Okay, let's knock your ass down. Oh. Immune to hobbled. Probably something different from knockdown, though, I would think.
Thing isn't doing the job.
Good. This work? Near death. Okay, this is good. He's prone. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, you're doing that. You're doing that. You... Yeah, I think I wanted to test out if you're able to backstab, right? Ah, okay, hold on here. Durance hits... Okay, so... Backstabbing seems like it is something that that's only a rogue can do it. Call some help. Okay, you're near death. Yeah, get out of here. Shit. Kill him.
Yes.
It's hard to tell sometimes where I am. Want to give him an opportunity, do I? Okay. Everyone attack this guy.
Yes?
I have. That's it.
Excellent.
Of course.
I'm wondering, is that primordial? It's not in here. So maybe I have to fight it a certain amount of time for it to appear. Oh, here. It's Dalemgan. Puagra. Puagra. Oh, yeah, I know nothing on it. Delem Puagra, rotten leaf, more typically called Puagra, rotten, is a Delamangren, Delamgan, that has been corrupted by the destruction of their home tree or Adra stone. They are as ugly as Delamgan are beautiful. Spindly and emaciated with cool tones to their skin. Their hair is dead, dark and slimy, their facial features contorted, and their teeth long and sharp. Unlike the Lemgun, they are not surrounded by motes of light. They are more than willing to attack unfortunate travelers with their long talons. Puagra decorate themselves with the skulls, skins, and feathers of animals they've killed. Just as the Lemgun seek to maintain the health of their forests, Puagra seek to corrupt them. Wow, making the two species mortal enemies. The rot that infects them endows their attacks with ghastly poison, but it also makes their bodies weak and brittle, leaving them vulnerable to piercing and crushing attacks. Okay, since they can no longer draw essence from a healthy forest, they must survive by drawing energy and essence out of plants, animals, and kith. This makes them natural allies with shadows, which feeds by similar means and enjoy the benefits of a shared hunt. They are hostile toward all life, but rangers and druids are their most common foes. So that is good to know about those things. Okay. Your basic lion. So it is not... Okay, because I haven't encountered a lion before, right?
Will they live?
There we go. Oh, so cool. Leveled up. So a lion should now be listed here. Ah, lion. Oh, no, that a lion is something I'm very familiar with. And another game I can recall that I fight lions in is ESO. Okay, so it takes like a few times before things become revealed about them. Lions were once a common sight on the plains east and south of Glanfarth's great forest, but colonization in the eastern reach has pushed the great cats back to the relative safety of the territory between Glanfathan and Dyrwoodane communities. In addition to their great power, lions are known for their roar, a terrifying sound that can strike fear even into the hearts of the bravest kith. They are the king of the jungle. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah, leveling up is not something to be taken lightly. Because you have to really plan this out with care. Okay, I guess he's gonna have to serve as my rogue for now, minus the backstabbing. A priest rogue, right? Class unlocks. What does that mean? Are there multi-classes? Is that possible? Oh wow, that went all into that. Any class to attempt to avoid being seen or heard. It is automatically used whenever the character is in scouting mode. Yeah, okay. He's the one that picks... Oh! Oh, this looks different. Circle of Protection creates a large zone of divine shelter, granting allies a bonus to all defenses. So what is the range? 5 millimeters radius hazard. 12 seconds. Despondent blows. Nagging doubt in the face of unbreakable faith consumes enemies in the area, of effect lowering the melee accuracy and critical hit range. Oh, okay, so this... Wow, that lasts for a good amount of time. Dire Blessing. 20% of hits converted to crits. Strengthens allies' resolve in battle, increasing the probability they will land a critical hit. Pillar of Faith. Calls down a pillar of divine judgment, inflicting crush damage and knockdown on enemies in the area of effect. Oh. Multiple enemies prone. Range 10. That's really good. Prayer against restraint. Oh, immunity to hobbled. Hobbled characters have their dexterity reduced by 2. Freeze allies in the area of effects from perceived constraints, granting immunity to the hobbled and stuck affliction. Okay, and this lasts for 25 seconds. Restore moderate endurance. Shares a portion of the caster's divine strength, restoring a moderate amount of endurance to all allies in the area of effect. Warding Seal generates a magical seal that explodes in a burst of electrical energy when an enemy comes in contact with it, inflicting shock damage. Ooh! Yeah, that seems very cool. Watchful Presence. Blesses allies with the aid of a sympathetic soul, releasing a healing effect when their endurance is low. Which it just heals their endurance, not their health. Oh, you know, this is good. I can lay down a ward before combat even begins. I'm gonna try that. How can I pick this? Unless I get it all. I get it all. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh, and maybe now I can use Fireball.
Hmm?
Yeah, okay. Alright, lore. Just knowledge and trivia, often of occult or esoteric topics. Okay, so I think this is what counts for the higher my lore. You know, sometimes in conversation there'd be like a name of something or a topic where I do not meet the requirements, and I think this is what it is. I'm hoping. Okay, maybe we all should have stealth. Allows characters of any class to attempt to avoid being seen or heard. It is used automatically whenever the character is scouting. Why not? Ah, here we go. So yeah, as much as I love spells like, you know, your typical lightning bolt, fireball spells, it's the ones like stuff like this here, like arduous delay of motion, and like this one, Concealot's draining touch, that are a little bit more like complex, that I find to be very interesting spells to play with. Concealot's draining touch. The caster's hand becomes a toxic parasite, causing corrosive damage to the target, weakening it and converting its life force to the caster as endurance. So you're leeching off the corrosive damage that you're doing to enemies. I like that. And arduous delay of motion alters the perception of time for enemies in the area of effect, lowering their speed and movement. Oh wow. Yeah, that might be good. Okay, I like this. Deleterious alacrity of motion. Caster draws upon his or her life force to gain an increase to speed and movement while draining his or her own endurance. To gain an increase. I mean, I suppose it... Okay. I suppose that can be good. I mean, it's only 15, and I have that second wind once per encounter. Expose vulnerabilities. Bears the enemy's combat vulnerabilities for all to see, reducing their damage reduction, deflection, and concentration. Oh, this is a good one. Kelikoth's Minor Blights creates a ball of energy in the caster's hand that can be thrown at an enemy, causing burn, freeze, corrode, or shock. So all these elements to anyone caught in the area of effect. Blights are continually replenished until the spell ends. Weapon changed. 475. Not sure. Until weapon changed? Not sure what that means. Causes the caster to appear visually displaced, increasing their deflection and reflex for the duration. See, as much as I love spells that can buff me, I really find the ones that have an effect on the overall enemies to be a more useful thing, because it affects everyone and not just me. For example, arduous motion alters the perception of time, basically making the enemies move slower and attack slower. I'm hoping that's what that will do, lowering their speed and movement. Okay, so it affects attack speed, see, and their move speed and attack speed, because now it gets a wide range of enemies. Like, and usually when I fight enemies, usually they're clustered together, or they start to rush towards like a certain enemy and thus become clustered together, and you're getting them all. So now, because they're all slow, my whole party benefits from that, right? Because the whole group is affected, versus something like this, which is still good. These can be good too, because 50% attack speed, that's a tremendous amount. That just affects me. So to have two things to use in conjunction would be a really cool thing. Caster becomes it could be like a lethal combination. Caster becomes a living generator for a powerful bolt of electricity that strikes out in a straight line and bounces off walls, harming anything caught in its path. Wow, that is cool, but it's also very random. Oh, Manoleta's... Okay, I have the magic missile of this. So, summons 3 missiles that pierce through the target and leap to 2 additional targets each. Noxious burst spews forth a poisonous cloud of foulness that causes corrode damage and leaves victims sickened. So they're poisoned. Ringrim's repulsive visage. The caster's face becomes a nightmarish mask of rotting insect-infested flesh, like almost like Scarecrow in the first Batman, right? Batman Begins, the first Nolan one. Or other images of unspeakable horror, compelling all nearby foes to become terrified and sickened. Okay, so that's... So what do I want to go for? Okay, I think this seems good. And I guess I'll go for this as well. Even though, maybe next time I'll get that. But of course I can always go for a level 2 spell. Like Ray of Fire. That's always a good one. Maybe I should go for Ray of Fire as well. Okay, I'm going to go for Ray of Fire and Arduous Delay of Motion. Don't want that. 2 Rays of Fire. I kind of like this though. It jumps to foe to foe. I don't have to worry about targeting, because sometimes they move, and this one will actually just seek the enemy. So I'm going to go with this. Done. Okay, so here we go. So now I have, and this should be Fireball. Yes. 29 to 40 burn damage. So this is good. That's good I didn't go for that Ray of Fire yet, because I have a Fireball spell already. Summons a flaming ball of molten earth that explodes at a targeted location, causing burn damage to all area. Okay. Basic Fireball spell. What's down below? I'll see what I'll do this one. Even though the title doesn't reflect.
Of course.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
What is this? Oh, wow. Well, it doesn't say stealing. Okay, well. We're seen, so. Hail to thee, my lady? Are you a man? As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Okay, let's learn about this person. You see a group of robed figures sitting next to a fire. This woman, much younger and smaller, sits with them. They are discussing travel and making plans, deciding which road will get them to their destination fastest. A rustling noise catches the attention of several members of the group, and they stand, watching over the fire, straining against the darkness to see. An enormous, shadowy figure makes its way into camp, and the darkness slowly parts against the fire light to reveal who it is. Many members of the group stand, readying weapons. Others quietly invoke their gods, preparing spells for battle. The girl looks around, confused, when the man sitting next to her stands, holding out his arm. He chastises the others in the group for not showing their proper hospitality to a stranger. The man walks towards the ogre, hand extended. Wow, speaking the words of welcome in its own tongue. Oh, amazing, he speaks ogre. The ogre stares at the man for a brief moment, then, with a swiftness seemingly unnatural for a being of its size, it swings the club it had been dragging behind itself. It connects with the man's head, causing a wet, crushing sound. Oh no. The woman to the girl's right screams and rushes to the man's side, covering half the distance before the man has even fallen to the ground. From the darkness, all around the group, terrifying and blood-curdling shouts answer the screams of those in the camp as more figures approach through the darkness. They're attacked by ogres. Their campsite. This is just an adventuring party's greatest fear, right? Being attacked by ogres after or setting up camp. Oh, that certainly sucks. So, how can I speak to you, though? Okay, that's too bad. Tucked under the flap of this bedroll is a relic of some kind, a small conch shell strung with seaweed. Okay, see you, lady. I mean, sure, I could just go and I can head to the Icewind bridge, and I think there was someone meeting someone here at Andra's Gift, but I'm going to explore this area first, because there's fun to be had. See, I know Eater wouldn't join right away, right? I think the first meeting of him was, when speaking to him, it wasn't really speaking or clicking on him, and went into a flashback similar to that. So I'm wondering if, something similar happened where I had to do something, and then it caused Eater to take an interest in me, and then he eventually joined. So I'm wondering if I'm hoping that's going to be the same case with her. Maybe I have to avenge her somehow, maybe kill a bunch of ogres, who knows, and then maybe she might become interested in joining. I'm hoping, because What is this? I would absolutely love to get a female in the party. Oh,
Hush,
hello.
Itumak. We'll just
hey,
wait a little
female.
longer.
Hey. Okay, or maybe this female will join us. Greetings, friend. How art thou? She has a pet. A dwarven woman, dressed in skins and hides, leans against the road marker. Her face is turned down, her eyes darkened by a thick stripe of face paint. Yeah. She's sharpening, and it's describing her profile pic to a T there, right? She's sharpening a bone arrowhead with a scrimshaw-handled knife. Her attention, however, is focused on a bear figurine between her feet. A large white-furred fox standing at her heels look up at your approach.
Easy, Itumak.
Itumak.
It's not him.
You seem lost. Who art thou waiting for, my lady?
Short version? I'm looking for
Indeed.
a very, very old friend. I'm not sure what skin he's wearing now, but I'll know him when I see him.
Your friend is supposed to meet you here? Standing around here is probably not the most productive thing you could do. Perhaps I can help thee find thy friend. What say you? She stops sharpening her arrowhead and slowly folds her arms. That's an interesting question. The last helpful stranger who succeeded in lightening my purse. What? The last helpful stranger only succeeded in lightening my purse. Okay, I think I'll handle this on my own. Oh, to each their own, so I take your friend is supposed to meet you here?
That's what I heard. Of course, the man who told me so was carrying a
this is
staff he
space.
claimed was made from dragon bone, but I know whitewood when I see it. That should have been my first clue, but I had to try
It
something.
was a mage. Told me so. That's what I heard. Of course, the man who told me so was carrying a staff he claimed it was made from dragon bone. But I know Whitestone... Oh, a fake wise man or mage. I'm going to have to end this after this conversation. Clear up rooms somehow and then continue. Back up. What does the stranger have to do with your friend? Try something. What exactly are you talking about? Okay, hold up here. What does the stranger have to do with your friend now?
The long version. Here we go.
Sure.
I'm from
Don't
an
make it too long.
island
I'm running
to
out
the
of
far
space.
south called Nasitak. I came here looking for a village elder, a man we knew as Persok. I'm a hunter back home, so tracking someone wouldn't normally be a problem. But Persok's trail is cold, to say the least.
Why can't you find him? There can't be that many of your people in the Dyrwood. How long have you been looking for? Okay, well, how long has it been since you've been looking for Persok? Her painted brows lower and her compact, muscular frame sags for just an instant. 5 years! You're not very good at tracking people down, but then again, you've been hunted. You've been hunted for 5 years? So why is it that you cannot find him? There can't be many of your people in the Dyrwood. Dwarves, that is. No offense, but... He died when I was still a young girl. Forgot to mention that part, did I? I'm looking for his latest reincarnation, which could be anyone. Oh! So you've been searching 5 years for a stranger you barely know, who could be anyone, has been reincarnated as anyone. So you say.
That about sums it up.
She gives you a slow, thoughtful nod. As if like, I like that. I could see it's like, that about sums it up. Like as if she almost doesn't believe her own story, and what are chances that other people are going to believe it? Then it must be an important duty. Actually, I know how you feel. It sounds like a way. So why do you have to find this Persok? She smiles wryly. That's more of a campfire tale. I'm not quite ready to get into that. Okay, I have to get to know her better. I know how that feels. Like when I had to find Merwald, and I'm still on the
Then
quest.
you have my sympathies. Hopefully you've got a better lead than I do.
She looks at the Adra figurine in dirt. So how does that statuette fit into all this? She dusts the figurine on her trousers and raises it to her small flat palm. It's carved in the shape of a bear, smooth and round. The polished edge is worn to a dull mat along its arched back and ovoid hunches. A soft glow emanates from within. Magical.
Cute, isn't it? It belonged to Persoc. Before he returned to the wheel, he left a splinter of his soul in it. Something to help us find him later.
No wonder I'm sensing something. As she holds it out to you, you feel wisps of sensation. Not quite memories, but traces of someone.
When I left Nasitak, it was completely dark inside. But as I've gotten closer to Persoc, it's glowed steadily brighter. Since I've reached the Dyrwood, however, it's gotten hard to read. Some days it flickers and goes dark. Others it shines nice and bright. For a few hours. But most of the time, it looks just like this.
I could take a look at it. So it could be farther away still. Well, Persoc could be farther away still. She shakes her head. I spent a year circling the area, thinking the same thing. Got as far as Ozia and as far north as Fleetbreaker Castle when I realized the figurine was going dark again. Same thing happened when I trekked through the White March and circled the bay to the west. Well, perhaps I can take a look at it?
I've heard that one before.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
The whole reason I'm standing here is
That's-
because some so-called watcher from Forkvale told me he could take a look.
I'm a watcher.
For a few golden dukes, of course.
Okay, I thought this would prompt her to want to join me. That's why I picked it. But I had a feeling she wouldn't hand it over to me. Not so soon.
I was on my way out of the Balmarsh when I heard talk of a traveling mystic who could supposedly see souls.
Come on.
I knew it was a long shot, but what did I have to lose? I went to see this fellow and gave him the Audra figurine. He made a big show of moaning and rolling his eyes, and after I'd given him 5
Charlatan.
golden dukes to lift the shroud, he told me to seek the crossroads in the field between the wolf's lair and the twining trees.
Okay,
He
proceed.
thought he was being vague,
Summarize.
but I know the area well enough to recognize that he meant this place, right between Defiance Bay and Twin Elms. I had a bad taste in my mouth, but my coin was spent and I'd already left an arrow in his knapsack as a friendly warning. Told him I'd come back and leave him with another if it turned out he was giving me the runaround. I've been here a week now. Guess he had the last laugh after all.
Well, you could still go after this false watcher. Although I am a watcher. She swats at the air. I was mostly trying to scare him. I wouldn't really kill a man over a few gold pieces. I don't have much use for coin anyway. Besides, knowing this type, he's cleared out of town by now and spent whatever he made. So what if I'm Persoc? Not to disappoint you, but there's no chance. That thing would glow like a torch. She wriggles. Well, now may I see it,
Why?
please? Okay, you may not believe it after what you've gone through, but please, take my word for it. I'm a real
You
watcher.
expect me to believe that?
No?
After the story I just told you?
What if I'm telling the truth? After 5 years, it's worth taking a chance. You've got nothing to lose by letting me yeah, you have nothing to lose.
Fine. But if you try to run, just remember that my arrows are faster.
She hands you the figurine, her cleft knuckles grazing your hand. She watches you examine it, wary but curious. You raise the Hydra bear, turning it to the light. As your eyes catch a tiny glinting scratch, the scenery around you melts away. Oh, here we go. You're standing on a cliff overlooking the water, seeing through eyes that aren't your own. You catch the musk of beasts amidst the fresh scent of vegetation, and your heart beats a little faster. You'll have to watch your step up here. You look down just long enough to see the sharp, pale cliffs drop into the water hundreds of feet below. I see a vision of cliffs high over the water. Does that sound familiar? Your question is greeted with a shrug and silence. I've got it. He's standing
What
on
are
a
you
cliff.
talking about? What just happened?
She looks back at you. Okay. I told you, I'm a watcher. She blinks at you a few times, calculating. I know this sounds strange, but it's the truth.
You realize I've got no coin to give you, even if I did believe you.
Here we go. Come with us. I've got other business in the area. We can look for Persoc together. What say you?
And if this is your idea of a joke, you may be stuck with me for a while.
Folds her
Lead the
arm
way.
across her chest. She tucks the figurine into her pouch, and her fox stands, shaking its pale coat. This is great. Lead the way. So here we go. The long hunt. Okay, we're gonna read all this later. I have to end this like ASAP. So thanks for watching, guys. This was a hell of a lot of fun again. have another party member. Look at that. Now I think we are a full party member of 6. Thanks for watching. I'm going to clear up some room, and I'll see you guys hopefully in just a little bit. Farewell.